Cookies are my favorite flavor.
It's mine too.
Why?
Hi, I'm Sophia Jessica, and this is Angel, and welcome to the fan carpet.
Hey, Marc.
Hey, Aimee, how are you?
Good. How are you? Nice to meet
Yeah,
you.
you too. You too. How's everything going for you?
It's good. It's release week, so Susan and me and Jackrabbit, we've just been on the ground running, trying to
Yeah,
get the word out as much as possible. So, thank you for taking the time to talk today. I know you said that, or Susan said you're in the UK, right?
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
I don't think we get it over here, but I do like independent film. So, uh,
Well, I know it's gonna come out there for sure. Like, I
oh,
just don't
okay,
know. I don't have an exact date yet, so I can't say anything. But
that's
yeah.
cool. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I like independent film. So, yeah, it's brilliant. All right, so we'll get cracking. If we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you to get into to get into the industry?
Oh, so I mean, I guess for me, I have always been into art and making images. I used to be more of a painter. I went to school initially, like college initially, to paint, but I took some film classes and just really fell in love with the process. And I took a film class, a horror film class actually at CU Boulder. With this professor, Janet Robinson, and I just fell in love and made this ridiculous movie that was like a mashup of Peeping Tom, American Psycho, and Psycho. And it was just like terrible, but I had so much fun making it that I told myself, like, you got a double major now. You have to get a degree in film too. So for me, that's when I decided that I was going to pursue it, was freshman year in college.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So what was it about Cannibal Mukbang that made you want to tell this story?
So Cannibal Mukbang is very personal to me from like 2017, basically. I had just been thinking a lot about like relationships and toxic relationships, whether they be romantic or with friends or with family, and just wanted to sort of explore that through a medium, through film, through horror, and through comedy. So yeah, it sort of kind of came together in an interesting way. So I had been wanting to write about relationships and toxic relationships. At the time, I had been going through some eating issues. I fell into like a mukbang rabbit hole and just consumed so many of them that I started to zoom out and be like, you have a problem. Like, why are you so addicted to watching people eat food, but like you're being restrictive and weird with your food? Like, maybe you need to take a step back and assess what's really going on here. And then COVID happened. I had time and I actually heard at like a little gathering I was at about a story of a friend of a friend of a friend going on a dating app and meeting this guy, going on a date with the guy, having a great time. He like cooks her a bunch of food. She wants to stay over longer than she wanted to stay over and hang out with him. And he said no, go home. She's like, okay, fine. So the next day she's not feeling great. Her stomach is hurting a lot. She gets so sick that she goes to the ER, and at the hospital, they say that there's other humans' DNA like in her body after they took some tests. So after I heard that story, no idea if it's real or not. I don't know who I was even talking to or who the story came from. It just like clicked in my head like you're gonna make a weird romance about a cannibal who feeds someone meat without their consent. And it kind of just snowballed from there.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, that's kind of scary as well to think about, but hey, that's what
Mhm.
horror's for. So, so what can you tell us about Ash and why you wanted to bring her to life?
Well, I'm really inspired by Jennifer's Body, and I'm really inspired by a lot of the like femme fatale sort of in horror. But I wanted Ash to be this character that is so multifaceted and so interesting, and really owns her sexuality while also being vulnerable and sweet. Like I wanted to write a character that was super complex, and I wanted her to also be a badass and never stop being a badass too. Like there are some moments in the film where she is vulnerable, and I don't want to spoil anything with that, but I basically just wanted to write a character that I hadn't really seen before. I'd seen glimpses of it with Jennifer's Body and glimpses of it with Raw, but I wanted to kind of explore that further and also make her funny. Like I wanted her to be like so likable that you could imagine yourself in Mark's situation and be like, how could I not fall in love with this fantastic, scary, terrifying, gorgeous woman?
Mm, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And there are some shades in there with Dexter, especially with the
Hmm.
like the killing people that deserve it rather than like the exclusive clip that was shown. Like I
Hmm.
don't just kill anybody. So yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Right. So what was it that made April stand out to you to bring her to life?
So April just has this quality to her that she looks like a Disney princess. Like she's so beautiful and she just has this sort of timeless quality to her. Like something that I liked about her audition was I couldn't tell how old she was and I could not tell what her motivations were like right away. Like I was just like, are you trying to hit on me or are you trying to kill me? Like that sort of duality in her is so strong and apparent. And after talking to her on the phone, after she had read the script, she just completely understood it and related to it. And um, yeah, I mean, I just got a good feeling from her, and I thought her look was so interesting. I like that can't tell how old she is. Like, there's just so much about her that worked for the character. And then when I met with April and with Nate Wise in person, their in-person chemistry was so strong that I knew that I had to cast both of them.
Awesome. Awesome. So, what does it mean for you to be a storyteller and tell stories in this way?
Uh, for me, I don't know how I would exist without telling stories. I just feel like I really need to be expressive and I need to convey the things that I like. I want to make stuff that I want to see personally. Like first and foremost, I'm a cinephile. I love movies and I want to just continue to make things. And through film, I think it's so magical because you can use so many different parts of your creativity. Like for me, I love writing, I love painting, I love editing, I love, just the art of communication even. I think there is such an art to having to lead a team and communicate effectively. Um, I think that, yeah, I mean, storytelling to me, it's just essential to being a human. Um, Even if you're not artistic in conventional terms, I think that we all just have this urge to do it. And for me, that urge just comes out with film.
Absolutely. So the horror genre is so versatile. It pairs with so many things like sci-fi, comedy, drama, everything. Uh, um, is that something that draws you to it? And is horror your genre?
Oh yeah, I've always been drawn to horror. One of the first horror movies I can remember seeing is The Cell from 2000, and yeah, my mom is obsessed with horror too, so I sort of grew up with it, and it's just always been in my life. I think there's something really powerful about making horror movies. As someone who has a lot of fear, like there's so many things I'm afraid of, so the way that I sort of tackle that is by making stuff and confronting it, like one of my biggest fears is definitely just walking down the street and getting kidnapped and killed and eaten. So being able to show that on film and like replicate that and make the gore and just sort of see it all happen, like there's something really magical and deranged but helpful in doing that. So um yeah, I've always been attracted to horror. I think that in particular I want to continue to make horror comedies because I think if you're not going to laugh at it and sort of find the humor in it, then you're just giving yourself a big old downer, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that's not the kind of stuff that I want to make.
More collaborations with April. Do you have any memories from filming that you'll take for you with you for the rest of your career?
For making this film?
Mm,
Oh yeah, I mean the whole thing. Like I remember it all so clearly. I remember each individual day so clearly. Um, I guess one day that really sticks out to me um, was the final scene. I don't know. So before I say this, can this have spoilers or no? Because the final scene is like
Yeah, that's
the
fine.
biggest spoiler. Okay. So the final scene was definitely the most memorable day of filming. It was so intense to do. We had a bunch of stunts. We had a really big emotional monologue from April, and I wasn't going to make her do that more than twice. I think she did it maybe twice or potentially three times, but I feel like it was twice. It just took so much out of her to say the things that she says. When you see the movie, you'll know what I mean. Um, but that day I didn't have my normal sound person. I had someone else. And this is such an indie thing, but like after the day wraps, we're like an hour overshoot. So it's been like 13 hours. I had maybe slept 2 hours that night. And we're cleaning up all the fake blood. I'm on my hands and knees scrubbing fake blood off of the carpet of the location we're at. And my like DIT, Haley Zalkin, comes up to me and says, "Hey, so I can't find the audio." I'm like, "What do you mean you can't find the audio?" She's like, "The audio, it's not on this SD card. I don't know what's going on." And so me, Haley, my DP Harrison Kraft, my gaffer Danny Rinaldi, all the like, we all just get together. We try to find it. Thank the heavens we found it, because there's no way that I could have ever gotten April to do what she does in that last scene again in the way that it was. Like, it was just probably the most terrifying day on set, but the most like, indie thing ever. Like, things like that happen and it's no one's fault. Like, the guy who recorded the audio did a great job. He did it, but it just wasn't labeled the way that we were used to, so we couldn't find it. Just that kind of stuff that you have to deal with on no sleep with no money and as a small crew. But
Yeah,
we figured it out and the scene is great.
awesome. Yeah, I absolutely. I remember we did a short film many years ago. It was a horror film as well, and uh, I was also editing the film, um, but somehow the guy who recorded it, recorded the audio, had recorded like so many different versions of the same sound, of the same scene and the sound, but in differing variations of sound quality.
Oh no.
So
Yeah.
when it came to trying to marry things together, it was like so complicated. It was,
Hmm.
and eventually we had to ADR ADR a lot of it
Hmm.
as well. So it was like, yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare, but we got there, and yeah.
Yeah,
um
sound is, it's so important. I feel like it still doesn't get the like, people still don't give it the attention that it needs
mm,
on set. I really try to, and I'm going to try to moving forward with everything with the sound, because if you don't get that, like, it's so hard to ADR stuff correctly. You can do it, but it's expensive and it takes so much time and it's just so
mm,
taxing for the actors. Like, I don't want to have make April do that again. Like, that
no,
was my
absolutely not.
nightmare
Yeah,
to have her
yeah.
do that again.
Yeah, absolutely not. And then to ADR it successfully, and then like try and match
Hmm.
the cadence of the lip movements and everything. It's a massive headache. I don't know why they don't just record the audio with the video. That would solve everything.
Well, you do, but that audio is not great because it's close to the camera.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
like, it's
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah,
A lot of work.
absolutely. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. At some point, somebody's got to work out how to plug the boom mic straight into the camera. That
You
would
can
work.
do that, but it's not like, but it's hard. I'm not an audio person, but it's not
Yeah,
like as good as it can be.
yeah.
I'll have to get you connected with my friend Jenna. You guys can talk about, she'll tell you some things. She's so
Yeah.
smart with audio.
All right. Cool. Um, so are there any other aspects of the industry that you'd like to pursue?
Oh, for me, I mainly want to write, produce, and direct.
Mm,
I love every aspect though. I used to do unit photography. I used to do special effects makeup. I've AD'd a lot before. I've done basically everything you can do, and I just like being a part of it. So I just want to continue honestly writing, directing, and producing. On the next thing, I would love to be just the writer and director and have uh, a bigger team of producers. But yeah, writing and directing. That's my short answer.
Cool. So that you've definitely found your voice then.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Am I right? And I'm right in thinking that this is your directorial debut. So was that something that was daunting for you when like taking that on?
Yeah, so the mukbang is my directorial debut. It was daunting, but I don't know what came over me. I just got the audacity to do it. Like when it came time to make it, I told myself that if the screenplay does well in the festival circuit back in 2021, that I would try to make it, and it did very well. It got into a lot of festivals. It won a few awards. It was very well received. So at that point, I don't know what came over me, but I just said, you're going to do it. And I did it. So it was daunting for sure. And if I could go back in time, I would have definitely given myself a lot more pre-production time. I would have waited a little bit longer, I think, on some things and probably filmed more, but it's a low budget feature. I did not have money to film more. So what I delivered is what I could do with my resources at that time. And yeah, it was daunting, but it was more exciting than anything. And I just feel so lucky and so privileged and so happy that I was able to do it.
Awesome. Yeah, and like and you have to like you learn more by doing. So
Yeah,
the things that you learn the longer lead time with pre-production, you can do that for your next one.
for
You're
sure. Yeah,
constantly
I'm not
evolving.
rushing this next one.
Yeah, you're constantly evolving as a filmmaker, as a storyteller. So yeah, it's awesome. So who inspires you in the industry?
Oh, Corinne Kusama inspires me. She's probably my ultimate film hero. I met her at Austin Film Fest when Mukbang was playing there. She had a panel and I approached her after and was like, hi, shook her hand. I'm like, so nice to meet you. I adore her. I think she's so brilliant. I really like her. I really like Julia Ducker now. I'm probably saying her name wrong. Um, Claire Denis, another French director. Um, and then I really, really like, I'm gonna butcher her name. Oh no, Catherine Brelet. She did Fat Girl. I think that there are plenty of fantastic, transgressive, experimental female writer directors. But those are just four of them. Oh, and I love the Addams Family. Addams Family films, they're great too, and very kind human beings.
Awesome. So what are you hoping audience will take away from Cannibal Mukbang when they see it? And do you feel that there's more story to tell from Ash's perspective?
So I hope that audiences are just entertained, honestly. I hope that they can see a little bit of themselves in Ash or in Marc. I want them to laugh. I want them to feel a little scared and a little turned on. And what's next for Ash and for Cannibal Mukbang? So April Consolo and I are actually working on a script. It's just been kind of on the back burner, honestly. But we want to make Cannibal Mukbang too. We have a whole idea, we have like basically a treatment ready for it. And we know what we want, where we want the story to go. It'll be a road trip movie. There will be a lot of queer elements to it. It'll be really fun and just kind of her her side of the story, because in Cannibal Mukbang it's mostly told from Marc's perspective, and his perspective is very small and meek and anxious. That's part of why the film is so contained and just exists in random rooms, and it's not a big scale movie. Cannibal Mukbang 2, we want to be a really big scale film. We want to see Ash's side of the world and see her explore and go on more of her vengeance trips. So yeah, that's what we have
Awesome.
planned.
Awesome. Well, I mean, look at Terrifier, how that started and where it is now. So, you know,
Oh yeah, that's a great example. So much
yeah,
lore.
yeah, so much lore, and it was the little independent film that could.
Mhm.
So, and I can see that for Cannibal Mukbang. With the popularity of streaming services like Netflix and Apple TV, etc., there's like one every week there seems to be a new one. What do you think the future of cinema is?
Oh, I think the future of cinema, I think it's not, I don't think that the theater going experience is dead. I really, really, really value going to the cinema, and I hope that it continues to grow and evolve. I actually have a little friendship group we call the Regal Bitches because we have Regal passes, so we're able to see like all the new Hollywood things coming out for the price of one ticket.
Yeah.
So I try to get my movie going in with that, and I also try to go to as many independent theaters as possible. I'm spoiled in New York. There's so many fantastic ones to go to. But I think that it really is up to the audience to make that effort, as sad as it is. Like, I know it's not getting any cheaper or anything, but if you want to support the cinemas, you just have to go. Like, it's sad, but I don't really know of a better answer or a better solution to keep them going. Streamers, even though they are complicated and it does take a lot of the joy out of the experience of watching a movie, the access to film I think is important, especially for indie filmmakers like me. Like, having mukbang be able to go out on all these platforms is huge. Like, I want as many people as possible to see it. So in that way, like, thank you to the streamers for having them be accessible and having mukbang be affordable for people to watch. So yeah, I have mixed feelings about it, but I don't think I have the experience or the I don't have the knowledge to be able to answer that question fairly.
All right. Well, that's fine. And I mean, you've got like boutique ones like Shudder that just cater to the alternative, which
Yeah.
is
I love
amazing.
Shudder. I adore Shudder. I hope to have things on Shudder in the future.
Awesome. So what are you working on next that you can talk about? I mean, you teased the road trip with Cannibal too, but yeah.
Yeah. So I see that as my third movie. I have a
Okay.
second movie that I'm currently trying to get off the ground running. I've finished a few drafts of it and talked to a few different people about it, and I really feel so inspired. It's a early 2000s horror comedy about a band, and I don't want to spoil very much more, but it's going to be great and very different from mukbang. I am an emo kid, so there's going to be like all of the emo inspiration, all of the deep side parts, all of the angst. That's the next thing I want to do. So
Awesome.
keep your eyes out there, and if you're an executive producer, hit me up if you want to make it with me.
Awesome. Does that have a title yet, or are you just playing around with ideas?
The working title's Trust Me, but I'm not sure if that will be the actual title.
Okay. All right. So just finally, where can we find you online to keep up with everything you're doing?
You can find me on Instagram at Melty Feelings, melty like a melty ice cream cone, feelings like what you have. And I have a website, meltymedia.com, and then you can keep up with Cannibal Mukbang on Jackrabbit Media's website and We'll Go USA's website too.
What are Jackrabbit like as a collaborator?
They're the best. I love them. They believed in mukbang from the beginning. Marc, Jack, and Rebecca are the sweetest, most passionate, hardworking people. Yeah, they're fantastic.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for taking the time today. And congratulations on the film. And I look forward to what you do next. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks, Marc.
Thanks.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, X, and Instagram for more content. Bye for now.
Hey all you bangers, welcome back to my channel. We got something special. Food is fuel.
I don't know about you. I'm starving.
your side, like the sea that leaves a trail along that shore. It's not your problem, it's mine. Everybody thinks that I'm okay. Sometimes I think I am too. I'm on the outside looking in, I'm waiting for the shockwaves to begin. Oh, won't you let me hold you for one time? Just a rainy day in a London cafe, a London cafe. So give me one last serenade. Say to me, or swear at me till the night turns into day. And it was a shame when daylight faded, because we didn't notice at all.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.